Hi guys, it's Joe here, bringing you a quick play of Pitfall on the Atari 2600. This came out in 1982 and is one of Activision's classic library of Atari 2600 games. Quite a simple premise. You play as Pitfall Harry and you have to collect as much treasure as you can. You can either choose from the start there to progress to the left or to the right. There is an optimal route through the game which somebody did figure out, which you can just barely complete within the 20-minute time limit of the game. Idea of the game is to collect various treasures. They can be money bags, diamond rings, gold, silver bars. I think that's it, actually. There's a number of ways you could die. I'm doing appalling at the moment. These controls are very sluggish. Dead already. Let's start again. Yeah, there's a number of ways you can die there. You start off with 2,000 points. If you hit the rolling logs, you do lose a little bit of score. As you can see there, I lost 19 points there. Numerous ways you can die. There are the pits, which I've just swung over there. You can fall into the water. You can get eaten by a crocodile. With these, you've got to move onto their eyes where they can't get you. Yep, doing better this time. Got used to the sluggishness in the controls. Oh, and falling off. Let's try again. Yeah, there is also stationary items as well, which always appear on the right hand side of the screen in the form of a rattlesnake or a campfire, which you just simply jump over. Those other little pits that you see there were point pits. If you fall down them, you lose a set number of points. And there's my first treasure. You'd also get these pits or lakes which open and close, which is a simple case of just timing and running past, really. And that's pretty much the entire game, really. You see that there now, need to just wait there for it to reopen and run. The key to the optimal route for the game is to use the passage system, which is the cavern system, which is the lower part of the screen there where you see the scorpion. There's a network of tunnels which, if you know the right route, will bypass a lot of the dead screens with no treasures in. The only enemy in there is a scorpion, which just chases you continuously. It's pretty tricky to jump over because you've got to time it just right. But if you do the optimal route, you can collect every single treasure in the game within a 20-minute time limit. I did have a go of doing it actually when I had this on the Xbox Games Room, but I got pretty far into it, but I ended up about 4 or 5 treasures short. I just simply couldn't do it in the time, really. You really need a navigator, really, just to shout out where to go next. I had to keep glancing at a guide to see where I had to go. But yeah, this is pretty much one of the classic Atari 2600 games. Did spawn a sequel which I only ever played on the Spectrum, but it was absolute crap. It was more of a flick screen adventure, more standard adventure that we get to platform adventure. We climbed up and down you collect various objects to bypass obstacles and stuff. I could never really get into it. I think it came out on the 2600 as well, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the same game. I mean, just for casual play, I mean, generally if you travel to the right from the start, you will get more treasures quickly, but it is a lot harder of a route. Going to the left is a lot easier, but it takes you a lot longer to get into the treasures. Also, the advantage of going to the left is every time you die, you always appear on the left hand side of the screen. So if you did die on an obstacle going left, you would actually bypass whatever killed you. Obviously, by going right, if I got killed by that snake, for example, I would appear back at the left hand side of the screen and have to navigate the screen again. Gold bar. Classic sound there of swinging over the pits, and there's also the classic sound of when you die as well. I always thought the sound that the logs make when you hit them was amusing when I was a kid. So it sounds like you're blowing a raspberry or something. But yeah, it's a very good game. Quite an early Activision game as well, but one of the best. Got quite a few Atari 2600 games lined up. I'm actually getting back into the consoles. That was my very first ever games machine, so I am revisiting some of the old games that I used to play. Now, those of you who regularly watch the channel would have probably noticed I didn't upload a Nintendo video yesterday. That was just a mistake on my part. I thought I'd uploaded the video, clicked the publish button, but I hadn't for some reason, so I've published that today as well. So it's 2 videos for you today, which gets me back on track there. I am gradually catching up on my stock part of the videos as well, because like I say, I lost all my footage that I had recorded, which was a bit of a bummer, but what can you do? Campfire there. You shouldn't really die by the campfire or the rattlesnake, because they are stationary objects. I mean, you shouldn't really die by anything really on this. It's quite simple to navigate most things. Probably the biggest threat are the crocodile lakes, where you've got to jump on their eyes. Other than that, it's just a case of just keeping your concentration really, and not chancing it. Here, took a chance there. You see, jumping on the rope straight away. Another diamond ring. You see what I mean? By going right, you get into the treasures an awful lot quicker for the extra difficulty you go on. Love that sound. Money bag. That's the worst treasure you can get actually, and I'd say I took a chance there. I should have really paused and stopped, but sod it. Don't know how much you get for a money bag. What do you get? 2,000. So I mean, it's a pretty straightforward game, but it works. I mean, graphically it's good as well. I mean, you can tell you're in a jungle. You can tell what everything is. You can tell the crocodiles. You can tell there's a lake. I'm not sure if the black ones are just actually holes or tar pits, but either way they kill you just the same. And money bag there. I think I'll leave it after collecting this money bag, guys. That's pretty much everything the game has to offer really. But yeah, really good game, and that was Pitfall on the Atari 2600. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.